What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more hard trance. We're back with another tune from Christian Scharnweber, aka DJ Mellow-D, aka Mellow Trax. This is a tune under the DJ Mellow-D name. It's also from EDM Records, I mentioned before. It's a German hard trance label from the 90s, famous for a lot of releases from people like Gary D and Kakuma. But also DJ Mellow-D. So yeah, we're going to listen to a tune called X-Plosion. It's spelled X-Plosion, or hyphen, if you will. But yeah, it's a tune. I haven't used this too often in mixes over the years because it has a bit of surface noise. I bought it used, and so even though I haven't used it all that many times over the years, it just has a bit more surface noise than some of my other records, and I don't know. When I do mixes that I, put on SoundCloud and also that, I listen to in my car and so on, a record with a lot of surface noise is like a little annoying to me because I could just, hear it crackling, which I know for some people is kind of nostalgic, but I think for a lot of techno collectors, sort of the charm of a record with pops and surface noise is far less significant than it would be if you were listening to like jazz, like shellac records from the 30s or something, but regardless, we're going to listen to the track here, and I think in this context it won't be quite as annoying that it has a bit of surface noise here and there. More noticeable in the quiet parts, I mean that's always true, which is why classical vinyl is a tricky thing. I love classical music, but classical, you notice surface noise a lot more because there's just a lot more quiet parts where it stands out more. Whereas if you have a banging hardcore record with a bit of surface noise, you're probably not even going to notice it. So yeah, it does depend on sort of the music, but I do think this venue it'll be less annoying than if it's like a direct line, like a really immersive headphone listen where you're going to hear the pops a little more clearly. So in any case, this is DJ Mellow-D. This is from 1997. It's EDM 22-1, and the tune is X-Plosion. Again, spelled X- or hyphen P-L-O-S-I-O-N. And away we go. When I say that this tune, which is, sort of old school 90s sounding, I think it's not the kind of hard trance tune that someone might make today, which is not a criticism. I love the old school sound, but one thing you will notice, in addition to that old school flavor, is a kick drum of remarkable ferocity. Actually, not as bad as I thought. I mean, it's got some surface noise, but it's not nearly as bad as I remembered. Again, it's there. I remembered it being like... ambient intro. Feels like we're sort of orbiting around a planet or something. Or indeed a sun. About to go supernova, maybe. Like, okay, transition. One hell of a kick drum. The bass line too. Again, those vocal synths, they're just so 90s. And again, that's not a criticism. It's just like, if you were there, you heard this kind of stuff. Ooh, better than I remember. Which happens when a record that I haven't played as much over the years. Like, I know it, but then I start listening and think, oh shit, I forgot this part. But this is very EDM. Like, this is the sound of this label. Different than Noom, different than Time Unlimited. Still cool, just in a different way. seeing like venues and people of the 90s, like, this does very much make me think of my earliest raving days. Even though I didn't get this record, I'd say like, it was early Discogs, so maybe like 05, 06. What a genius part in this track. This kind of syncopated hip-hop style beat, even in a breakdown, you don't hear this a lot in trance. Percussive cannon blasts. Love that tonal shift. It's a very direct tune. As I'm hearing it now, it's like, compared to some other EDM, like, it's a bit less like flashy. Again, it's very indicative of the style in this label, but like, a lot of other EDM tracks have like really prominent vocals. I'm thinking of a Kokuma track, the District of Power. It's like, you know, there's like these vocals that are like spread over the whole track. Hypnotizing by Mellow-D, and there's like a female sung vocal. We'll get to that one soon. But this track is a bit more like straightforward. I do love that shift in the bass line, and also that kind of high, like, winnowy, like, synth player. I want to mix with this so I can like double drop like this section. Number one, it's a better tune than I remembered. Number two, the record's not in as bad a shape as I remembered, so might see that in maybe, let's say, the next Acid Trance Session volume, which it's been on a bit of a hiatus, some of my video mix series, but hopefully I'll get back to another installment in that soon. But yeah, top track, and maybe better than I remembered, partially because I haven't used it as much as I have Hypnotizing, or what is it, At Night, another tune I have from him, I think it's from 2000. So yeah, like I said, you might hear this in one of my mixes coming up soon. Let me know what you think of the track. I will see you next time. Peace.